Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen at Temple Shalom. This is your 2-minute warning. This is your 2-minute warning. In 2 minutes, we will be starting our Simchat Torah festivities. In 2 minutes, we will be starting our Simchat Torah celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 1-minute warning. We will begin our Simchat Torah celebration in exactly 1 minute. This is your 1-minute warning. We are beginning our Simchat Torah celebration in just 1 more minute. Alrighty, well, good evening, everyone. It is time. The time has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Huh? What? Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for all of us to come find a seat. If you happen to have any musical instruments, we're going to put them away for right now. We're going to put them away right now. We're not going to use them yet. All righty, everybody. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. All righty, good evening, everyone, and hello to all of you who are joining us on our Temple Shalom website and on our YouTube channel. I've been asking all the parents to help me out with this, but if you have musical instruments right now, we're going to put them down. We're going to put the musical instruments out of our hands and put them down on a chair or on the floor. If you have a musical instrument, we're going to put it on a chair or on the floor for right now because we will be needing our musical instruments later, but we don't need them quite yet. We're going to say how good and wonderful it is that all of us are here together. And you can sing these words. You all know these words. Hine ma tohu manayim shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tohu manayim shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tohu shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tohu manayim shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tohu manayim shevet ahim gam yachad. Can you sing it a little bit louder? this night, it is a very, very special night because tonight we read from the very end of the Torah, and we also read from the very beginning of the Torah. We're going to finish telling the story, and then we're going to start telling the story all over again. But before we read the end, and before we read the beginning, we are going to celebrate. No. I didn't say lay in our bed and cry at night. That's what that sounded like. I said celebrate. So before we read the end of the Torah and read the beginning of the Torah, we are going to celebrate. Now that sounds like a celebration. And with our celebration, we are going to take our Torah scrolls out of the ark and we are going to dance with the Torah. Now, before we dance with the Torah, it's important that we know a few very important rules that we need to know. Rule number 1. Are you ready for rule number 1? All musical instruments and all flags will stay on a chair or on the ground right up until the moment we're ready to dance. Okay? So for this first part here, we have some prayers we're going to say. No musical instruments, and no flags. But when we're ready to dance, musical instruments and flags for all of our joy. Okay? Thing number 2, we're going to take all of our Torah scrolls out of the ark and dance with them. Religious school kids, you may not carry one of the giant Torahs out of the ark because we don't want them falling on the floor. But parents, you may, but there are some rules that go along with that. If you're carrying a Torah, everybody who carries a Torah must be Jewish. Everybody who's carrying a Torah can get a talit that's right up here. There's a whole stack of them waiting for you if you're going to carry a Torah. And when we get to the end, we're going to do 7 hakafot. Everybody say hakafot. That means 7 times parading around and dancing with the Torah scrolls. At the end of each one, we'll be able to trade off Torah scrolls. And if you parents haven't had a chance to carry one yet, and actually any of my students who have already celebrated their bat mitzvah or their bar mitzvah, you can carry a Torah scroll too. Yes, I'm looking at that row of you guys right there that are trying to ignore me. I got you right there. But any of those students, you can carry a Torah as well. So anybody above bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah age and will be able to do that. The rest of us, we're going to dance and sing. You can sing along when we do that. But before we do, we have some prayers that we need to say to start off our reading of the Torah evening. You will find those prayers beginning on page 494 in Machzor Mishkan Tefillah. So if you have Mishkan Tefillah, you can look on page 494. If you don't have a Mishkan Tefillah in your hands, I see all of your parents getting up to go get them right now because they're such wonderful, amazing parents that are helping us. We love them and they're great. And so on page 494 is where we're going to begin in Mishkan Tefillah. And we're going to say a special prayer to open up our ark. Then we're going to say special prayers to take our Torah out of the ark. And then we're going to sing some special prayers for our hakafot, for our dancing, for our 7 times around. And then we get to the good stuff even after that. Alrighty. If you have a Machzor or Sidur Mishkan Tefillah in your hand, I am on page 494. Now, I would like to ask right now for all of our religious school teachers and madrachim, our religious school teachers and madrachim to come up to the bima because they are going to open our ark doors for us. And before they do, the rest of us, we all need to stand up. We're all going to stand up as our religious school teachers and madrachim come and open up our ark doors for us. And on page 494, we chant these words. Ein kimocha va'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kima'asecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim umemshaltecha v'kol dor v'dor Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai os le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. We're going to open our ark doors. In the middle of the page, you're going to sing these words with me. You'll see them on the page. Av harachamim heitiva birtzoncha et Zion tivnei chomot Yerushalayim tivnei chomot Yerushalayim ki v'chad levad batachnu melech el-ram v'nisa adon olamim. If you'll join me at the bottom of the page, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, udevar Adonai me Yerushalayim. Flip to 496. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. These next words on page 496 are words that talk about how God has compassion, God has kindness, and God loves us. Even sometimes, and I know this is none of my religious school students in the room, even sometimes when we do the wrong thing, I know that's none of you, right? No, that's all of us. Every once in a while, all of us do the wrong thing, but these words talk about how God still loves us and still has compassion on us. And we say these 3 times. So if you don't know the melody the first time, the second and the third time, you can sing it with me. It's right near the top of 496. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'chata'a v'nakeh. Second time. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'chata'a v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed Le'alafim, Nosei Avon V'Fesha, V'chata'a v'nakeh. We are now going to take our Torah scrolls out of our ark for our first round of dancing. For our first hakafah, our religious school teachers are going to be taking our Torah scrolls for us on our walk through. We're going to say a couple more prayers at the top of the bima, so don't pick up those instruments quite yet. All righty. Here we go. This one's really light. Here you go. That's a super light one, okay? There we go. That one weighs like 3 ounces. Yeah, that one's really light. All right, here you go. I got you a heavy one. Isn't that nice of me? All right. Hold on. Here we go for you. All right. While all of our teachers are facing you, you're going to repeat after me. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. We're all going to turn around, everybody, up here. Gadlu Ladonai iti uneromema shemo yachdav. And now, here's how this works. You can all turn in your Siddur to page 500. And on page 500, we have the prayers that we say before we get into some songs about dancing with our Torah. So, now you have two parts. Here's how this works. I'm going to sing one of the lines of the prayers. It's going to go like this. I'm going to sing a line of the prayer, and you're all going to sing this. Hoshiana. Try that. Hoshiana. Not yet. Hold on. I'm going to sing the second line of the prayer, and you're going to say, Ha-slichana. Try it. Ha-slichana. And then I'm going to sing another part of the prayer, and we're going to say, Anenu v'yom koreinu. And then we're all going to sing like this. Anenu v'yom koreinu. Anenu v'yom koreinu. And you all get to pick up your instruments and flags and dance behind the Torah. So, are we ready? Here we go. It's on page number 500. Elohei Haruchot. Hoshiana. Hoshiana, Bochein Levavot, Hatzlichana, Goel Chazak, Anenu B'yom Koreinu. Find a Torah to dance behind and follow the Torah. Here we go. Anenu B'yom Koreinu. Anenu B'yom Koreinu. Anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu b'yom koreinu. Wait, everybody stop. Nobody move. Apparently I didn't explain this well enough, so let me explain it one more time. Nobody will be at their seat. Nobody will be sitting down. Everybody will be up and dancing around the Torahs. Are we ready? Anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu b'yom koreinu. Shaftemayim b'sason mimanei ha'yeshua. Shaftemayim b'sason mimanei ha'yeshua. Mayim. Hey mayim b'sason. Mayim. Hey mayim b'sason. Hey. Mayim b'sason. Mayim. Ushaftemayim b'sason mimanei ha'yeshua. Shaftemayim b'sason mimanei ha'yeshua. Mayim. Hey mayim b'sason. Mayim. Hey mayim b'sason. Hey. Mayim b'sason. Mayim. One more time. Shaftemayim b'sason mimanei ha'yeshua. Shaftemayim b'sason mimanei ha'yeshua. Mayim. Hey mayim b'sason. Mayim. Hey, mayim b'sason. Hey. Mayim b'sason. Mayim b'sason. And now, those who are carrying Torahs, you can hand them off to another Jewish adult in the room who's going to take your talit and a Torah scroll. You can hand them off to another carrier. We'll take any other volunteers. All right, are you guys ready for your part? Here we go. Dover tzedakot, Hoshiana. Your next line is Hatzlichana. Hador bilbusho, Hatzlichana. Vatik v'chesed, Anenu b'yom koreinu. 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 Wait, everybody stop. Everybody stop where you are. I don't think I explained this clearly enough. There will be nobody by a seat. There will be nobody clapping along. Everybody will be dancing. Are we ready? Anenu, Anenu, B'Yom Koreinu. Anenu, Anenu, B'Yom Koreinu. Anenu, Anenu, B'Yom Koreinu. Anenu, Anenu, B'Yom Koreinu. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Ha'olam omed. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Ha'olam omed. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Ha'olam omed. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Al Shlosha Devarim. Ha'olam omed. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. All right, I need silence again for just a moment. Silence again for just one moment. Our Torah carriers can hand off Torah scrolls to new Torah carriers who will grab a talit and a Torah. But for the rest of us, are we ready as we're handing off Sifrei Torah, as we're handing off Torah scrolls? Remember, your line is Hoshiana. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, ready? Here we go. Remember your part. Zach v'yashar. Hoshiana. Hoshiana. Chomel dalim. Hatzlichana. Hatzlichana. Tov u'metiv. Anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu, 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 anenu b'yom koreinu. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai. Oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai. Oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Alrighty, believe it or not, everybody, that was Hakafah number 3. 4 more to go! Alrighty, we're gonna trade off Torah carriers. We'll trade off Torah carriers for our next Hakafah. We're gonna trade off Torah carriers for our next Hakafah. All right, are you ready? Are you ready for your part right now? Your first line is going to be Hoshiana. Ready? Here we go. Yodea machshavot. Hoshiana. Hoshiana. Habir v'naor. Hatzlichana. Hatzlichana. Lovesh tzedakot. Anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu b'yom koreinu. Anenu, anenu b'yom koreinu. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים ומלואו. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. Alrighty, everybody. Are you ready for Hakafah number 5? All right. If we have any new Torah carriers, we can pass the Sefer Torah to new Torah carriers. If you're following in the book with me on page 504, it's Hakafah number 5. All righty. All righty, you ready, everybody? Melech Olamim, Hoshiana, Hoshiana, Na'or Be'adir, Hatzlichana, Hatzlichana, Someach Nozlim, Anenu B'yom Koreinu, Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu, Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu, Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu, Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu. Elech Hamdalivi, Husana Ve'anachitalim. 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 It is time for Hakafah number 6. If we have any Torah holders who want to trade their Torah, we can trade them off as we get ready for Hakafah number 6. Ozer Dalim, Hoshiana, Hodeh Umatzil. Sing Hatzlichana, Hatzlichana, Sulamim, Anenu B'yom Koreinu, Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu, Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu. Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu, Anenu, Anenu B'yom Koreinu. Oh, Jishama, Be'arei Yehuda, U'bechutzot Yerushalayim. Oh, Jishama, Be'arei Yehuda, U'bechutzot Yerushalayim. Kosason כל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה, כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה, יין לילה 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 לילה, יין לילה 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 לילה, יין לילה 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 לילה, יין לילה לילה, עוד ישמע בערי יהודה ובקבוצות ירושלים, עוד יישמע בערי יהודה ובקבוצות ירושלים, כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה, כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה, יין לילה יין לילה לילה לילה, יין לילה 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 לילה, יין לילה 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 לילה, יין לילה 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 לילה. Are we ready? Are we ready for the final, the seventh Hakafah? By the way, while we're trading off Torah scrolls for our dancing, if you'd like to join in a Hora, right up here in the front, there's an awesome Hora group happening. So if you want to dance the Hora with our Hora group up front for our final Hakafah, you might want to come up front and join in on the Hora group right up over here. All righty, here we go. Kodash v'norah, Hoshiana, Hoshiana. Rachum v'chanun, Hatzlichana, Shomer abrit, Aninu v'yom koreinu, Tomech temimim, Hoshiana, Hoshiana, Takif la'ad, Hatzlichana, Tamim asasav, Aninu v'yom koreinu, Aninu, Yom 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 Koreinu. Oh, la 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 la, there we are. Hava, Nagila, Venismecha. Hava, Nagila, Venismecha. Hava, Neranina, Venismecha. Hava, Neranina, Venismecha. Uru, Achim, Urachim, L'Sameach, Urachim, L'Sameach. Urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach. Hava, Nagila, Nagila ve'nismecha. Hava, Nagila, Nagila ve'nismecha. Hava, Neranina, ve'nismecha. Hava, Neranina, ve'nismecha. Urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach. Hava, Nagila, ve'nismecha. Hava, Nagila, ve'nismecha. Hava, Neranina, ve'nismecha. Hava, Neranina, ve'nismecha. Uru, Achim, urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach, urachim l'sameach, And now, everyone, as we all As we all come back to our seats, and we bring our Torah scrolls back up to the bima. As we all come back to our seats, and my helpers, Ellie and Lisa, are going to be up here. Lisa, where are you? My helpers, Ellie and Lisa, are going to be up here. We are all going to, everybody. If we can make ourselves quiet again. If we can make ourselves quiet again. What we're going to do right now, we are going to, at the very beginning of the High Holy Day season, I need everybody to be listening. Parents and teachers, if you can help me to get everybody listening. At the very beginning of the High Holiday season, at Slichot, right before Rosh Hashanah, we took all of the mantles, all of the covers of our Torahs, which were in bright, bright colors, and we turned them all to white. And as we put our Torah scrolls back into our ark today, we are going to take them out of their white clothing and put them back into that colorful clothing for the rest of the year. So one by one, we're going to get our helpers up here. We're going to open our ark doors. We'll do one Torah at a time, and we're going to leave the Torah that says Genesis on its cover, on its marker. Whichever one of you has that one. I don't know who has that one. Oh, it says Bereshit. We'll hold on to that one. But the rest of them, we're going to, as you can all sing with me, as one by one, we're going to change our Torah mantles back to their colors and put them back into our ark. No, I'm going to leave that one and keep that one. Yeah. You can sing these words with me. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omeid. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim. You'll find the words on 501 if you want them. Al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omeid. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim. Sing the words with me. Al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omeid. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omeid. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omeid. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omeid. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. And now, wait a minute. We have one Torah scroll left. And there's a reason why we have it left here. We have it left here because, if you'll take those crowns off, please. If someone will come help me here, take the rest of the beautiful coverings off. Grab the metal. And while we're doing this, I'd like to ask everybody to take all of their flags and all of their instruments and put them down. All instruments and flags get put down right now. Because what we're going to do right now is we're going to read the end of the Torah and the beginning of the Torah. But in order to do that, I need all of your help and everybody listening. Because here's what's going to happen. I need everybody listening so we can hear the instructions. Because what we're going to do right now is we're going to take this Torah scroll and we're going to read the very end of the story. And we're going to read the very beginning of the story. But here's how it's going to work. We're about to take the Torah and let all of you see the entire Torah. And here's how it's going to work. All of you, every person in this room gets to help. All of us are going to hold up the Torah. Every person in the room. But there's a special way that we are going to do it. Let me see. Miss Ilana, can you start us off over here? Miss Ilana's going to come up here and she's going to take, right below the step, yeah. And if you see, pull it out a little bit more. right there, is the beginning of the Torah. That's the first word, Bereshit, right there. And as we unroll the Torah, I'm going to have all of you stand up in just a moment. Don't do it yet. And you are going to go to the edges of the sanctuary. And what you're going to do is, Ellie, if I can borrow, or actually, Lisa, you're right here, so if we can borrow Lisa for a second. You're going to hold up the Torah. Lisa's going to come behind the Torah. Notice she's not going to duck under the Torah. We're not going to do that. And she's going to take 2 fingers and put them on the top, not touching any letters. And 2 fingers on the bottom, like that, not touching any letters. All right? 2 fingers on the top and 2 fingers on the bottom, not touching any letters. And she's going to hold up the Torah. And all the rest of us are all going to stand up. And I'm going to come around. You're going to go around the edges of the room. You're going to stand behind the Torah. And you are all going to hold up the Torah. Everybody up, everybody up. We're going to make a big circle around the entire room. A big circle all the way around the entire room. A big circle around the entire room. They can do it. Yeah. Everybody spread out. Everybody spread out. I need someone, you got my corner. I need some people over here because I got a gap of people right here. I need some people right here. I've got a gap of people. I need some people right here. All right, we're just going to hold it on the top and the bottom as we go, on the top and the bottom. All righty, we're going to keep going. We all need to spread out so that we get the whole Torah covered with someone holding up the Torah. Here we go. All right, I need a corner person. Are you going to be my corner person here? All right, go ahead. I have my corner person. All right. All righty. Here we go. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep rolling. All right, I need somebody to be my corner person right here. Jake's got my corner right here. Okay. And here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. We need a little repair there. We're okay, though. All right, here we go. And now, if anybody wants to fill in, if any of you want to fill in some places, if anybody wants to fill in some of our places along the way, they need some help over here in this corner. If you still want to come hold the Torah, you can come help hold some places on the Torah. Now, everyone. All right. Do not duck under the Torah, go around. We're going to try to get you all there. We'll get everybody to a spot. We're going to get everybody holding up the Torah there. All right. Do we have we'll fill in our spaces here. Okay, there we go. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, everyone, if I can have your attention, everyone, we're going to take a look. Every one of you But I can only do this if everybody's quiet and listening. I can only do this if everyone is quiet and listening. All of you are holding up the Torah. This Torah is the story of the Jewish people. And the Torah has held up the Jewish people for thousands of years, and now you are the Jewish people holding up the Torah as well. I want to tell you very quickly here our story. Right here, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Right here is the story of creation. As we move along a little bit here, we came to the generations of a guy by the name of Noah, and here's the story of Noah and the flood. And we make our way a little bit further here, and God starts to speak to Abraham and Sarah. And we move along a little bit more here, and here God starts to speak to Isaac and to Rebekah. And over here, God starts speaking to Jacob and Rachel and Leah. And we get the story of all of the story of Genesis, the story of creation, the story of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, until right here, we get to the end of the book of Genesis. Right here, Ve'ele Shemot B'nai Israel. This is the beginning of the book of Exodus right here. And it tells us, I'm going to try to scoot you guys back just a little bit, take a step back so I can come through here. This is the story of Moses right here. We were slaves for 400 years. Moses comes right here. Here are the plagues on Egypt. And then finally right here, Pharaoh lets us go free. And right here, where you might see it kind of looks a little fancy the way it's written, this is Shirat Hayam. This is the song of the sea that the Israelites sang as we made our way out of Egypt and toward Israel to freedom. I'm going to read one line. Tell me if this sounds familiar. I'm going to read it right out of the Torah right here. And it's going to be right here. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osei feleh. Does that sound familiar? We say that prayer every day. And then we wandered through the desert until we got right here. And right here, you're in the lucky spot. Right here, this is the 10 Commandments. For the first time, it's in here again, it's over there. And we wandered through the desert, and we learned the story of wandering for 40 years through the desert, until finally we got here to the book of Leviticus. Vayikra el Moshe v'yidaber Adonai elav. And God spoke to Moses and said, these are rules and laws that you should follow. And God gave us the rules that we should follow. Here's one, here's 37 more. But this book is filled with more and more rules. It's also the shortest book because look, it ends right over here, but it packs in a lot of laws. And then here is the book of Numbers that continues us on our way through our story and our journeys through the desert until we get to right here. And God says, you will take the high priest, and the priest will say a blessing. Tell me if you've heard this blessing before. I'm going to chant it right out of the Torah right here. Let's see if you've heard these words before. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. The priestly blessings that we say during the various holidays and the high holidays, our priests come up to the front of our bima there, and we continue on through the story of, in the book of Numbers, all of this, our journeys through the middle of the desert, until we get to the very end of the book of Numbers, which is right over here. Get to the book of Devarim, the book of Deuteronomy. Ele Devarim asher diber Moshe el kol Yisrael. These are the words that Moses spoke to all of Israel. And we continue when Moses gives us a reminder of everything, including right here, the 10 Commandments again, right there, right next to it. There's another thing that God gives us in the book of Deuteronomy. I'm going to chant it out of the Torah. tell me if you've heard these words before. They might sound familiar. It's here. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha V'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha Ve'hayu advarim ha'elef. You know, you can chant it with me. Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uvshoftecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Words directly out of our Torah. And Moses continues then to sing a song. He sings one song here. He sings, if I can get you to just take one step back, perfect. He sings a second song right here. And then in the middle of the songs, he says, if you're bad, this happens. 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 And it goes on for a few more of, if you're bad, this happens. 55 times, it does it exactly, 55 times. If you're good, this happens, not 55 times. It's like 12. And then Moses' final song right here. And then we come to the very end of the Torah. Now, the end of the Torah is right here. We're going to read a little bit of it in just a moment here. But I have a question for you. Can you grab the C-door that's on my podium? Here's the question. It's a yes or no question. We are not going to do a show of hands because I don't want you to drop the Torah. So, if you think the answer is yes, I want you to say yes, and then I'll ask for the no's. So, can you have aliyah to the Torah if you are under 13 years old? If you think the answer is yes, say yes. If you think the answer is no, say no. I heard a lot more yeses than nos. But wait, can you have an aliyah to the Torah if you have not had a bat mitzvah or a bar mitzvah, and you are only like 4 years old, or 5 years old, or 2 years old, or 10 years old? If you think the answer is no, say no. If you think the answer is yes, say yes. Well, guess what? Most of the time, the answer is no. Except on Simchat Torah, the answer is yes. This is the one day where everybody gets to have an aliyah. Everyone. As a matter of fact, there's a modern rabbi's opinion that says this. It says, not only do children get to have an aliyah to the Torah on the holiday of Simchat Torah, but there's a modern rabbinic opinion that says someone who's in the process of converting to Judaism can even participate in that aliyah on Simchat Torah, because it's a moment that they're accepting the Torah as well as part of their conversion process. So everybody gets to have an aliyah. Now, we are going to introduce our first aliyah, which is going to be for the very end of the Torah, and then our next aliyah is going to be for the beginning of the Torah. And so, say this. Mershut ha'el hagadol hagibor v'hanora umershut mipaz umipninim yikra eftach pi b'shira v'zimra lehodod la'adar b'nahora shechiyanu v'kiyamanu v'yanu lismoach b'simchat ha'torah. Now, when we call this blessing, we call this actually the Chatan or the Kalat Torah, which means that you're the bride or the groom of the Torah. The rabbi said it's as if you're just making one big happy family. And so we say, Ya'amdu, 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 Chatan Torah, Havu Godel Eloheinu Dnu Kavod La Torah. And if you know the aliyah, you can all say it with me. Are we ready? Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Olam Asher achar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Vaya'al Moshe me'arvot Moav hel har nibo rosh hapiska asher al pnei Yericho ve'yerehu Adonai et kol haaretz et hagilad adan ve'et kol Naftali ve'et eretz Ephraim u'Menashe ve'et kol haaretz ha'Yehuda ad hayam ha'acharon ve'et hanega ve'et hakikar bikat Yericho ir hatmarim ad soar vayomer Adonai elav zot haaretz asher nishbati leAvraham u'litzchak u'liYaakov lemor lezar'acha et nanena haritecha ba'einecha ushma lo ta'avod vayamat sham Moshe Eved Adonai ba'aretz Moab al pnei Adonai vayibor oto bagai ba'aretz Moab mul beit Peor velo yada ish ve'et karato ad yom hazeh u'Moshe ben me'a ve'esrim shana b'moto lo kahata eno velo nes lecho vayichu b'nei Yisrael et Moshe be'arvot Moav 30 yom v'yitmuhu v'yom b'chi evel Moshe v'hayoshia ben Nun malei ruach chachma ki samach Moshe et yadav alav v'yishmu alav bnei Yisrael v'ya'asu ka'asher tziva Adonai el Moshe v'kol ha'otot v'hamoftim asher shalchu Adonai lasot ba'aretz Mitzrayim v'paro lechol avodav v'chol artso u'lechol hayad hachazaka u'kol hamorah hagadol asher asa Moshe le'enei kol Yisrael. And we all say the after blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten HaTorah. And now we go to the very, very beginning of our Torah, as we call our Chatan Breshit, at the beginning. Mershut miromam al kol bracha v'shira v'mershut chavurat tzedek eda hamushara kvutzim po hayom nismachat Torah v'ne'etzarim l'sayim u'lechel begil av morah ya'amdu 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 chatan v'kolot Torah. Are you ready for our beginning blessing right here? Yes. Can I read that? When I used to have the eyes of a 5-year-old, I used to be able to read that, but not anymore. But I'm going to guess what it says at the very beginning because I think it's going to say what it's going to say here. Are you ready to say the blessings with me? Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. And here is the beginning of our story. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu ve'choshech al pnei tehom ve'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei tehom. Vayomer Elohim yehi or vayar Elohim et haor ki tov vayavdel Elohim ben haor lachoshech kara laila uvaher vayivoker yom echad vayomer Elohim yehi rakia betoch hamayim Vayehi mavdil ben mayim lamayim Vayas Elohim et harakia Vayavdel ben hamayim asher mitachat larakia Uvein hamayim asher me'al larakia Vayichein Vayikra Elohim Shamayim Vayerev Vayivoker Yom Sheni. And the rest of the story of creation is right here until we get to this very, very important part that says this. Vayichulu Hashamayim Va'aretz V'chol Tzva'am. That means when God had finished all of the work of creation. V'chol Vayechol Elohim b'yom hashvi'i, and God had done on the seventh day. Melachto asher asa, all the work that had been done on the day. Vayishbot b'yom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa, and God stopped all of the work that God was doing for creation. Vayivarech Elohim, and God blessed at Yom Hashvi'i, the seventh day. V'kadesh oto, and made it holy. Kivo Shabbat, and God made it Shabbat. Mikol melachto asher bara Elohim lasot. And God said that we should have a Shabbat and rest from all the work that we do. And with that, we say the blessing for finishing our reading of Torah. If you'll say it with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Now, we have read from the end of the story. We have read from the beginning of the story. And we will continue to tell this story. And every time that you learn a piece of this story, every time that you read some Torah, and every time that you teach some Torah, you will be holding up the Torah. You will be teaching its lessons, the lessons that God gave to Moses, that Moses gave to Aaron, that Aaron gave to Joshua, that Joshua gave to the judges, that the judges gave to the prophets, that the prophets gave to the rabbis, and that the rabbis gave to the next generation of rabbis, and that the rabbis give to each and every one of us. And as we do so, we continue to hold up the words of the Torah. On this day, you have all had the opportunity to hold the Torah, to hold it up, to hold up its words. You will be able to learn its words as we continue to study together, both in our religious school and in our adult education. Every time we learn something Jewish, whether the exact words are in the Torah or they are in the Talmud, wherever they may be that we are learning, holding up the words of the Torah. And as we re-roll the Torah, we bring it to a new place, to a new beginning. And that's where we'll read this next Shabbat in Parashat Bereshit, in the beginning, the part we just read right now, we'll be reading on Sabbath morning. Now I believe, are you still over here somewhere? Eliana, where are you? Eliana, where are you? She'll be back. I'll talk about her. All right. But on this upcoming Saturday, we have our next bat mitzvah here at Temple Shalom. And Eliana Schwartz, who's going to be back here in a moment, is going to be helping us learn and read a little bit of Torah. And she'll be reading, Eliana is going to be reading that last little bit of Torah that I read a moment ago. Get this tight here. I need this. There we go. Okay. And she'll be reading a bit of Torah for us on Saturday so that we can all hear it. If you'd like to come and celebrate with us as we continue to celebrate the learning of all of our students. Now, the Torah tells us that we should be mentally aware, that we should build our minds. The Torah tells us that we should build our souls. The Torah also tells us that we should take care of our bodies as well. If you haven't been to the gym lately, you should try rolling the whole Torah like I'm rolling it now. It's an excellent thing for the gym. My trainer said I should do this once a year. There we go. Hey, look, I'm at the Song of the Sea again. Here's where we came to freedom, right here. This is where the sea parted. It's right at this part right here again. And as we come closer, we come back in our story, back to the story of Moses and to the story of the plagues in Egypt. As we continue to roll, we come back to the book of Genesis. And here we are with Moses being born. And here we are right here with the story of Jacob and Rachel and Leah. And we're coming here to the story of Isaac and Rebekah. And we're coming here to the story. I can't get tired because there's more Torah. There's more Torah to learn. There's more Torah to see. And we come here into the story of Abraham. And again, back here into the story of the generations of Noah. And here we are, the generations of Noah and the story of creation, and back to the very, very beginning of the story. And as we all rise, we're going to tie and dress our Torah one final time and place it back into the ark. As you're going to sing these words with me, words that come out of the very end, the very last portion of our Torah, and it goes like this. These words right here. All right, here we go. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. And the most important lesson that the Torah teaches us in every single Torah portion are lessons that we should in our lives try to find shalom. Shalom meaning peace and completeness. We should find shalom with our kids, shalom with our parents, and shalom in our world. If you will all sing with me. Oh, say shalom imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oh, say shalom imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. And so everyone, we wish all of you a Chag Sameach, a happy Simchat Torah. I hope that we continue to learn the words of Torah and to teach the words of Torah. And as we told you this morning at Religious School and all this week, we'll be done by 7:15. And guess what time it is? It's 7:15. Chag Sameach and Laila Tov, everyone. Happy Simchat Torah.